Hello everyone, my name is Alexa Del Pena, and this is my career research and reflection project. So I decided to research real estate photography for my project's area in the photography industry. I chose this area in the industry because I'm interested in pursuing a career in this field, and I, going into this project, had that as my future goal. So let's get into this project. For the assignment, we had to come up with a list of local photographers to invite to speak with us in class, first of all. So our list included these professional photographers: Sasha Pedro, Lou Jones, Kelsey Garcia, and Tamara Flanagan, who all came to our classes this semester to answer our questions and give us tips about starting our career in the photography business. So these are some of the questions and some of the questions that we had for the group of photographers as a whole, and some of them were a bit more specific to Tamara Flanagan, who I knew going into this project was already an established professional in the real estate photography business and interior and architecture photography. So some of my personal questions for her were how she found and got hired by her clients, and if she was hired directly by real estate agents or their company. And then for her interior photography, how she found her clients and got hired by her clients. We also had questions for all of the photographers, such as if they used photography as their only source of income, or if they had related or unrelated jobs, how long it took to build up their business. And one of the most important questions that I found were some of the things that they wish they knew before starting their business, and stuff that the school didn't teach them. These are some more questions that we had for the professionals, like was it hard to get started, and what struggles they had when they started in the industry. What was the most effective way they market their business. We also asked them if they were interested in any other areas of photography when they started out, and which ones they liked and why. We also asked them how their typical day went and how they prepared for jobs, and if they used any assistants or helpers on the job. So one of the most important tips that all of the photographers shared was to remember the business aspects of the running the business. This is something that I thought was really overlooked, because many people go into the photo industry and expect just to take the photos, and it's much more about managing and running a business that can be forgotten a lot when first getting into the industry. Taxes was one of the most important aspects of starting off that these photographers wish they knew when they started. Many of them explained that they didn't learn about taxes and financial aspects of the job in school. Some helpful hints that they used when they started was to use QuickBooks for tracking their income, and to remember how to do write-offs in the taxes when they were filing their taxes. Some more information they gave about pricing and licensing was an aspect of the career in photography that the professionals told us to learn and remember. Sasha Pedro gave very helpful information about licensing and reminded us to price our services by time and how many people would see it, and also the amount of pictures, which I thought was really important for me to learn, because the initial thought for me was just to price for the amount of photos that I gave my clients, and I have priced my photos this way in the past, and I never thought about charging for the amount of times that the photos were being used and how many people would see it. They gave tips about pricing by asking, they said that the best way to figure out pricing is to ask fellow photographers in the industry and kind of go off them and see what they've had successes with, and kind of just base pricing on that sort of way, which was very helpful to learn as well. So more information that we gathered from these interviews with the professionals was about marketing and social media. So an important aspect of starting the business in photography that the professionals gave was marketing, social media, and going to get clientele from that. So one of the most agreed upon by all of the photographers we interviewed was that word of mouth was the main way that they gained long-term and good clients, which was really interesting to learn because it helped me understand that being referred by people is the best way to stand out against the competition because they trust word of mouth more. And if you have somebody that refers you, they are much more likely to go off of somebody that they trust, and that was something that was really interesting to learn. Social media was another topic that was really interesting to learn about. Today, social media is key to running a successful photo business because it's similar to a portfolio where clients that don't know you personally can see your images and your work. And many of the professionals express the importance of social media, and although they seem to use different platforms more than others, depending on what their preference is, I learned that utilizing any social media is the most effective means of marketing my future photography business. And the ultimate guide to starting a photography business from Photo Shelter also gave some really important information about what kind of content you should be putting on your social media and how to engage people and gain clients that way. So some more information that we gathered was information about portfolio and website. So they basically taught us that the portfolio and the website should be your best work and showcase the materials and subjects that you want future jobs in. Professional Lou Jones really explained how important it is to almost merge your portfolio into your website nowadays, especially currently, because that has all of your information on it. It's really going to showcase your best work, and people that see the work on your website are going to want to hire you based on that. Some of the website platforms I learned about during this assignment was Shopify and Wix, and they both have different services and aspects that I can use depending on what sort of a website I want to start off. So some of the benefits to real estate photography for me after this assignment were clear. I really love the real estate industry. I already work in the real estate industry, helping real estate agents, so I know a lot about it. It is an industry that's always going to be around, so it's really a stable environment. I would be selling homes, which I think is really rewarding, helping people buy and sell. I would be in new places every day, which I think would be great. I think it has a lot of profitability, and it does have the option of premium pricing if I were to learn something like drone photography and videography. That way I can market myself as higher pricing for that. And here is just a little picture that I found of the DSLR Advantage. It basically just shows that houses are sold for more when they have photography that showcases them in the best light. So some of the drawbacks that I learned about real estate photography would be that location is kind of important. I would need to be located somewhere where there is a lot of real estate and new real estate being sold and bought. So that's something that I would have to keep in mind. And then additional costs is kind of in any area of photography, but it is something to remember that there are additional costs of traveling. If I had to travel into the city to get more clients that were there because of the real estate that's there, and I would just have to factor in wear and tear on my car and stuff like that. So for my interest in real estate, interior, and architecture photography, it definitely has increased since this project. I'm really excited, and I think I really have a better understanding of how to go about starting a business like that, and I'm really excited for what my future holds. And these are my sources.